Hello and welcome to round 22 Oddities. Unfortunately this week I'm not going to be able to talk as much as I usually do, which might save your ears a little bit, but I have come down sick yet again. I just can't seem to get over this sickness, and when I do, something else happens and I get sick again. Anyway, in this first clip, I'm not sure if the umpire is called Mollison, but I did see that, I don't know, I don't like to say that umpires are biased, but I felt like the Bombers did get a fairly rough run when he was umpiring there. As you can see, Cameron makes the first contact with Redmond. Redmond only has eyes for the ball, and the umpire pays this. Last week we saw one between Sicily and Taylor Walker, which I said well done to the umpire for not paying that. Here, all he has is eyes for the ball. Cameron initiates the contact, and he is the one who gets paid the free kick. This is an absolute blinder from the umpire.
Redmond's looking up at the footy. That's no free kick. That can't be a free kick if you've got eyes on the ball.
The Demons made an almighty push at the end of the game to try and win it, and how is this mark here from Darcy to save the game?
He couldn't pounce. Now he does. Scoops it. Turner. Game on. Less than a minute to play. Gordon on the tap. Richards down to English. English is just going to throw it on the boot. It's an up and under. Darcy! Oh, he plays on. He goes short. Out to English.
It was a very physical game between the Hawks and the Pies, and as you can see here, in the first minute, Howe was knocked out. I don't think it was dirty at all. This was just an unfortunate incident where two players ran into each other. Jeremy Howe, very unfortunate, he was knocked out before he even hit the ground, and this one just really hurts to see. You just hate to see any player cop this sort of injury. How's this for a double oddity? Bond gets called for holding the ball. He tries to evade the defender and can't get around him. In the end, Cole gets the free kick. He goes back and he puts his hand up. You can see he's shielding his eyes from the sun. The umpire actually calls play on because I think Cole went off the mark, which was probably a bit contentious. But anyway, Cummings sees that and he runs straight at him. And Cole's looking down the field trying to block his eyes from the sun. He doesn't see Cummings right there, holding the ball again. Ben King could get mark of the year. This one was extremely impressive. This one here could almost be its own video. Dylan Schill actually pushes Mark O'Connor from the Cats under the ball, which then actually hurts his teammate. As you can see, this could be extremely dangerous. If he fell, same as this, he could have broken his neck, his back, possibly could have even killed him. I know that's probably fairly extreme for most viewers, but these sorts of things you just don't play around with the neck and the back, and the AFL has actually given him a one-match suspension for, in the end, injuring his teammate. The AFL trying to stamp out that action of, in a marking contest, pushing someone on the hips to push them under the ball, which can lead to injury. So that's quite interesting. I think that is the first case where a player has been banned for injuring their own teammate. How's this from the captain of all people, who plays full back, ends up going into the forward line, taking the mark and kicking the goal to get Freo the win. That is incredible. Justin Longmire, Muir, actually did it before from a very similar position. That is the definition of oddity. Wanganeen Miller was again pretty good on the weekend. The first half he was very quiet but was able to break free from that tag a little bit later in the game. And this goal here, which was probably one of his first possessions of the footy, ends up kicking the ball and it takes the perfect bounce and goes through for a very nice goal. This one here was also very strange as the Saints try to get the ball away. Prestia puts his foot out, it goes out of bounds on the full, and as they're running back, Rowan Marshall, the ruckman for Saints, actually goes up to McIntosh and pulls his headband off, and the umpire pays a free kick for that. After Roberts takes the mark, he goes back and the umpire eventually calls play on, and he actually just kicks it straight into the man on the mark, which is Manor. He handballs over the top, but Tyson Stengel is unable to make them pay. Not too sure how the umpire didn't pay this 50 metres after Georgiades takes the mark and Pearce just punches the ball away. It's well after the mark. The umpire usually pays this, but for some reason they didn't. I think Campbell Chesser would like to revisit this situation after not trying to tackle Fogarty. He just bounces off of him and Fogarty ends up kicking a goal. This had to be a tackle instead of a bump to tackle Fogarty. Would have been holding the ball. He decided to bump. He lost. Fogarty kicks a goal. Do you think Bolter should have been paid a mark here? I think yes. I'm glad the umpire didn't pay a free kick for this. After you see Josh Dacos jumps in the air, Nash grabs him, he goes to tackle. He actually lets go of him instead of driving him into the ground. That could have been a lot worse. And you can hear the umpire say, no, he actually protected him, which I agree with. So well done to the umpire. I thought this one was a little bit strange, and why there wasn't a score review for this after they pretty much score review everything. DeGoey goes for a kick at goal. He doesn't quite make the distance. Looks like the way the Hawks defenders are acting, looks like the ball's gone over. Membry gets the ball and kicks a goal in the end, but the umpire actually signals that this has hit the post. So I don't know how he's seen that, or if he's got any sort of support from the bunker, but yeah, what do you think about this one? How's the call out here from Roo? Right from the start he says Murphy Reid, and ends up going through, and Murphy Reid kicks a very nice goal. After Close takes a mark, which may or may not have been 50 metres, he played on anyway, kicks towards goal, doesn't quite have the distance, and then Nevitt just steals the ball and unfortunately kicks the ball into the point post. This would have been a very nice steal and goal. After the ball goes out of bounds on the full, you can see the boundary umpire is absolutely confused. What is he doing here? He doesn't know where the mark is or whose free kick it is. He's just wandering around like a headless chook. After Toby kicks the ball inside the forward 50, Cadman takes the mark and then he just handballs to someone out of screen, and I thought, what is he doing? He goes to Callum Brown, who makes it harder for him. He has to evade two defenders before he can take a shot at goal. I didn't know that Guthrie had this speed in him. Well done. The Hawks dropped an absolute sitter here for this one. Newcomb handballs the ball over to Chol. It's a little bit too far for him to get the ball and take control. It's down on the ground, he takes a shot, unfortunately goes through for a point. Is this one not holding the ball? Is he not getting tackled while he bounces the ball? Not sure if he sticks the tackle enough for the umpire to call this, but it's probably holding the ball. I think the umpire's got this one wrong. Berry definitely ducks. He knows the contact's coming, so he ducks and then gets paid a high free kick. He's initiated that high contact. I think the umpire should just leave that and probably called holding the ball because he's the one who's initiated the high contact. I just don't like this players ducking for the free kick. I hate it. Pay holding the ball for me. Just like this one, I think this is the right call from the umpire. After the player initiates the high contact, gets tackled, that's your prior opportunity, holding the ball. I think Dudley's given away one of the most obvious 50-metre penalties in AFL history. The old commentator's curse got Fogarty here. He says he's a very reliable kick and he can almost put it in your book, and he proceeds to miss. Big Darcy the ruckman almost forgot which way he's going right there at the end of the game. The way this ball tumbled must have been pretty odd for the defenders. As you can see, it gets past quite a few of them, and Bailey Fritsch is able to run on and kick a goal. After the ball spills out the back, McNeil takes a quick shot at goal. He actually misses, just complete airy, but he has enough time to pick the ball up and actually kick a goal this time. Melksham used the body very nicely and was able to control the ball and take a very nice mark in the end. This goal by Jack Lukosius was some individual brilliance.
Little knockdown was clever. Ducks out of one. Oh, he faked him. He mesmerised them all. Jack Lukosius.
This steal and eventual goal by Caleb Sarong was pretty awesome, and to top it off, he bangs it from 50. You don't have that much time when Maurice Rioli is on scene. You better watch out. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'm better next week. The code for this week is BOTTLE, as in water bottle. Leave that in the comment below. Let's see how creative you can get. Thanks for watching.